Okay, this one is very, very exciting because we are here at the Busan Mobility Show. It's really a car show, and behind us is the new Kia Tasman. It's their new ute to go up against the Ford Ranger, the Toyota HiLux, the Isuzu D-Max, the Mitsubishi Triton, the most popular, high volume cars in Australia, and we are having a first look at this camouflage Kia Tasman. So let's do a little walk around. Okay, so this thing will be coming to Australia when thinking about 2025, not entirely sure when, but this is going to be pretty much what it looks like without this silly little camouflage wrap to it. It's got some really cool design elements. I love the front daytime running lights, although I think a bit of it's been cut off. You can also see that it's got a huge boxy front. It's meant to look very, very aggressive, very masculine. That's kind of what they're going for. It is going to be a body-on-frame ute, and I have had some inside sources tell me that they are benchmarking, particularly the Ford Ranger, to make this thing the absolute best ute it can be, because they want 10% of all light commercial vehicle sales in Australia, which is huge, huge numbers, and they want that pretty much out of the gate. So they are going hard with this, and I think it actually looks really cool. I'm not sure I love the way that this thing looks with its camouflage wrap. You can also see it's got 2 recovery points down the bottom, so we think that this is going to be a pretty serious off-roader. In terms of its underpinnings, like I said, it's going to be a body on frame, taking a lot of inspiration from the Mojave SUV that they sell here in Korea. But very, very cool, and actually really big in person. Let's check out the side. Okay, so let's come to the side now of the Tasman. Something I don't know if I love is this huge bulbous thing over there. It's kind of like protruding out the side as a fender flare. There's just quite a lot, and they intentionally haven't camo wrapped it either. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of that. You've got some pretty good tires here. Hopefully it ships with these BF Goodrich all-terrain tires, although I do suspect that they're going to be shipping something a little bit cheaper when it first comes out. And for those interested, these are 17-inch wheels, though of course spec may change. You've also got some pretty massive disc brakes behind those wheels too, which is good to see up front. We'll check out the back in a second. I can see there that there's a 360 camera and a very boxy design, but like I said, this thing is pretty massive. Like in the flesh, it's actually quite large. In fact, it looks bigger to me than a Ford Ranger, Isuzu D-Max, any of those. In fact, it looks almost similar in size-ish to a GWM Canon Alpha, and if you want to go watch my review of that, I'll link that down below. But yeah, this thing is not small. As you can tell, it's still got that wrap on it. I really don't love that. And you can see at the back as well that it's got a very, very chunky fender flare there too. And the bed looks like a really decent size, very squared off, although the back windows, they do look quite small. And then you can also see a very Ford Ranger inspired step at the back of the tub. We've wanted a lot of utes to do this, and not many people copy that, but we love it in the Ranger. It's just really easy to get into the bed. But it's a long bed, it's a wide bed. This thing has definitely been benchmarked amongst the best. And from what I understand by speaking to my contacts inside of Kia, this thing, well, they're hoping to dominate the Ford Rangers. It'll be super interesting to see if that's actually true. Okay, and then if we have a look at the bum on this thing, it seems to be like almost a split tailgate in some way. I can just see the cutouts there. I don't know if it's going to be a 2-way split. I don't think so, but it's just really interesting to see how it's cut out there, and I wonder what that's going to be. You can see that it's got quite small tail lights at the back. One of the hardest things to design on a ute is actually the tail lights, because they can't be on a movable piece. You can't hide them, so they have to always be fixed. So it'll be really interesting to see what they come up with there. You can really get a good look of that side step and some of the cutouts there. Now, in terms of towing, this thing will be coming with a 3.5-ton braked towing capacity, which is always good to see. But otherwise, unfortunately, there just isn't much to look at. But it's so exciting to see this in person, because we've been talking about it for ages, made a few videos on them that have gone viral, and now we can actually see it in person. So let's talk about the engine choices. Now, the all-important question is, what is going to be under the bonnet of this thing? We do know that it will be launching with a 2.2-litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine. About to say petrol, definitely not that. And we've seen that in cars like the Kia Sorento, for example, or Kia Carnival. And that means that it's good for about 148 kilowatt of power and 440 newton meters of torque. And that's likely going to be the standard engine, which definitely is not class leading. In Ford Ranger, you get like 150 kilowatt, 500 newton meters. So yeah, it's definitely not class leading, but it's going to be okay. And there are talks as well that they might shoehorn in a V6. It won't be a diesel V6, but they definitely want to have some sort of Ford Ranger competitor. So it could be the 3.3-litre V6 that we've seen in the Kia Stinger GT, or it could even be the 3.5-litre turbo petrol V6 that we have seen in the Genesis GV70 and GV80 Coupe, both of which I've had extensive time with. And if they put that in this car, it's going to be very, very good. They'll also likely put in the 2-litre turbo diesel. It's a lower power, lower torque, and that'll be for the more fleet vehicles, because that's something that they need to be able to bump up the sales overall, just like Ford Ranger and Toyota HiLux do. But yeah, very cool. Okay, so what about interior? Well, we can't get a look into it and it's all been blocked off, but this is actually the prototype that was in Australia when it was completely leaked to the interior. So we know a few things. The inside has two dual 12.3-inch displays. The seats are heated and cooled. It even comes with a sunroof, which is a massive rarity in any ute. You've got loads of cup holders, of course, on the inside, lots of storage space, dual wireless chargers, and a pretty large backseat area as well. And by the way, I didn't mention this, they are going to be aiming for a 1-ton payload. So again, they are going for the best of everything and trying really, really hard. Crazy to see. But that is it. That's our first look at the all-new Kia Tasman. Super exciting to see it in person. This thing is massive, it is big, and I really think it's going to do very, very well in Australia. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What do you think of the looks, the design elements that we can see for now? Obviously, we will be at every single launch event that this thing is at, not just here in Korea. So make sure you subscribe down below, share this video with a friend if it was helpful for you. And of course, if you want to buy any car, carsauce.com/buy. Best deals, best prices. You'd be nuts not to. Ciao for now.